Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. How are we all on our Wednesday night market update? Of course, give us a like, subscribe to the video if you can. It helps us out a lot. And of course, you'll find all of our links down in the description from our trading view to our Discord and of course our website where you can find our fantastic indicators that we use to make up some of this update for you guys. But without further ado, BTC. What have we done over the past day? What have we done over the past 24 hours since our update yesterday? So the inevitable movement back down to our level at the 618 or that Fibonacci trend-based extension there, or our trend-based Fibonacci levels. The 618 was the one that we were really looking forward to for the immediate term on BTC, and of course, pending that, we had the 50 and the 38.2 also, with a little bit of liquidity sitting in that level, and of course the 50 giving us or making up that area to the left hand side. So it's not surprising that we bounced off the 61 and of course off the 0.5 or the 50 area of that Fibonacci. What have we seen since then? We've seen a little bit of a reaction. So from the first candle was a big buyback, but since then we have descended back to our level at 6.1. And of course, we are getting that knee-jerk reaction now at that 78.6 area at 19,194. So where to from here? BTC needs to break above this 78.6 to really give us a confirmation that we're going to retest that number one, or even that 20,000 mark that I've got identified there with that horizontal ray or that white line just above us now. So we're waiting for this candle to close really, or even if we get some subsequent candles that'll give us that break and close above that level on the 4-hour time frame, we can expect this to be just a pullback and then a continuation to that 20. Pending that, if we don't have that, this could be the start of something a little bit more sinister, and I'll go through that right now. So what I'm identifying now is something like this, and I'm not going to say that this is going to play out, but I'm just saying if you can see it, let me know. If you can't, or if you think it's not valid, let me know in the comments or even in the Discord as well. But we've got something like this could be playing out where the head is larger, and of course we may see another right shoulder retest before a movement to the downside. That is a longer term time frame, that is a longer term play. Okay, so I'm not saying this is going to play out straight away, but that could be something that we could be looking forward to if we do get a movement down from here to validate our head. However, that remains to be seen over the next little bit. But in the immediate term, what can I expect? I'm expecting this 786 to really break through. I'm expecting to get our break and close, and then maybe walk. And I do say walk towards this 20k area again. That is the more likely scenario to play out. However, the volume hasn't been that great since our movement or our buyback since then. That buyback wasn't that spectacular because we had that vicious buyback from 0.5 or at 18,000 back up to 19.3 rather there. And then we decided to just dump anyway after the fact. So it wasn't that surprising. And this knee-jerk reaction, back off this level or this 6.1 area back up to this 78.6 isn't surprising either. So what I'm really expecting, if we're going to make a lower low or a lower high, we could start to form the head of that higher term move. That's calling it really early, to be honest, and that's something that I don't usually do. I've done it in the past and it's been okay. However, we need to keep that in mind if we're going to see that pattern play out, and that would form the top of a move. And of course, we know how head and shoulders usually plays out, but we'll get into that if we do make that. But in any case, waiting for that 4-hour candle that we see right on our screen to break and to close and break that 78.6 Fibonacci area. Another thing to note really is we're just moving down off our overbought area for steamroller. So this could be that knee-jerk reaction. This could be a dead cat bounce. So we're waiting for those breaks. And of course, we have bounced off that 50 RSI level on the that indicator there. So 50 usually acts as a point of support or a point of resistance depending on the direction of the market. So we have bounced off it now. A movement through that 50 median area for the RSI would be a pretty good indication that we are moving towards further of course, further towards the downside, where we'll see the 0.538 and the 236 be tested, after that level of demand. This level of demand now is toast. It's absolutely fried. We have made some ways through it, of course, and we are just using our Fibonacci extension or Fibonacci trend-based fibs to really gauge where this is going to go and where we should expect it to go for the next little bit. But in saying that, we'll move on to ETH USD. Ethereum USD in a very similar situation. However, with Ethereum, we have moved through that level of supply now. But unfortunately for Ethereum's case, we didn't close above it. This could be a fake out for that level of supply. However, it has broken through and given us a higher high there in the way of candle structure. But it is in a very similar spot where we've had this knee-jerk reaction. We've had a downside movement and bounce off the 38.2, and we are teetering above this 23.6 as it stands. So it's going to be an interesting one over the next little bit. We have also used, that median area for Ethereum as support, but Steamroller tells a little bit of a different story on this pair. But for ETH, I do expect it to get back up to the 608 or 600 at least area where we're just sitting now, rather, at 599. But if we do come up and retest that level of supply for a further movement to the upside, that is not surprising. If we scroll out on the daily time frame, we are still very much in that overbought condition on Steamroller, and the same sort of things playing out where we've got the left shoulder, the right, or the head could be playing out, and we could have a retest of that right shoulder. That is a longer term play, and I'm not suggesting that's the case now. There is some price action that needs to come forth before that is really a reality. So we speak briefly about that, but we'll see if that plays out. And to conclude our Wednesday night update, a very short one tonight. There wasn't that much to talk about besides that movement through those demand levels. And of course, the supply for Ethereum is the DXY. The DXY has been very predictable and nothing has changed. If you don't believe me, go and watch some of our previous videos where we talk about the DXY and its movements and my thoughts on where it's going to go, and it has done pretty much that. What we're seeing is we've seen a movement down through that level of supply, and of course we could see that retest area here at around this 6.1 or even at the start of that level of demand. But we are moving quite fiercely is probably not the right word, quite convincingly towards that bottom area here, which is the 91 even, pretty much for the DXY moving down. That could be a catalyst for more BTC uptrend or upwards movements. We could see that 20k be retested if we move back down further on the DXY. Obviously, it's a US dollar based or paired asset class for BTC in particular. So it could move upwards in terms of BTC price as the DXY does continue towards the downside. But looks like a retest is necessary, and we have seen could be what is the beginning of that retest just on this candle recently. But this 61.8 is probably the area that I would put the DXY for that further retest, and then coming back down and retesting that level, or coming down to that level at 91 even. But that really concludes what I wanted to say tonight. It's been a short video, short and sweet, about half the time of yesterday. I've said everything I needed to say. If you have any comments, obviously leave them down below. If you can, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot. You'll find all of our links in the description down below, and we'll see you in the Discord. Catch you tomorrow night.